Hey guys, Kovacs here, and today I'm going to bring you some gameplay footage of Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter. Now, this game was published by Perfect World. The developers is Cryptic Studios, and I've been playing the beta for a while, and it's really cool. I actually enjoy the game a lot. I'm going to play it when it... Well, actually, I'm going to play it during the beta, but when it's a full release game, I'll sit there and play it. It is a free-to-play game, so there's going to be microtransactions and all that fun stuff, but they actually added a new intro cinematics, and I'm going to jump into that right away because the character creation screen took me a little longer than normal. So, be right back.
To brace yourselves for this. Well, that didn't go so badly.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Okay, so character creation screen, you get to select out of your races. I did have this recorded earlier, but converting the audio over just was a pain in the ass, so I'm just going over this all again. So if the audio doesn't match up with me clicking the buttons like a madman and showing the character, sorry. But you have your 7 characters that you start off with that are available right now. You have the one character that says coming soon. I personally don't know what it is. but for those of you who are probably big D&D fans, you'll probably figure it out fairly quickly. But you have your half-orcs, your humans, your dwarfs, your elves, your half-elves, your halflings, and then you have your tieflings, I believe that's how you say it, the horn guys over there in the corner. I decided that I was going to make a human gladiator fighter. You have your giant weapon fighter, your trickster rogue, you have your devoted cleric, your control wizard, and then of course your gladiator fighter. At the very bottom there, underneath when you're picking the characters, you can actually see what their abilities are. Clerics are really cool characters also. I never thought I would really get into a healing character, but their spells look amazing. Actually, both the spellcaster spell look really good. The dungeoneering, which I'm having highlighted right now, pretty much to explain that is when you're in a dungeon, if you have dungeoneering, or if you have, I believe it's just lockpicking with the rogue also, you can actually unlock secrets in the dungeon that normally can't be found unless you have that equipment already. Which is really cool to find secrets like that when you're playing through just a normal dungeon a couple times. Attributes right here, as you can see, the 3 on the left, which are the 2 blues and the purple, those are going to be your primary, with the purple one being your heavily focused primary ability that you want to kind of keep spec'd into and keep kind of high, especially when you're a tank class, because it increases your stamina and I believe your health. You can actually re-roll, and re-rolling will change all the stats, but I actually lucked out and I like it how it is right there with the low intellect and wisdom, because you don't ever use mana as a tank class, so why the hell would you have that much intellect? The preset skins, I think I went with a different one. I was going to go with that preset that was up on top, but pretty much what you do is you can select what preset you want. If you just want to go into that, you can either hit continue, or you can actually customize it even further than what you see there. So if you kind of like how a certain character looks, but you kind of want to just customize it just a little bit more, you want to change like the hairstyle or the tattoo, you can hit customize and it'll pop you to prompt you to this screen, and then you can choose your head shape, you could choose your hair color, your eye style, all the normal stuff, except they just have a lot of it. You can actually go really in depth in it too, because where the face scaling is, that's at the bottom under scars, you can scale everything. They'll have their little scale bar and you can go to town on it, which I'm not personally good at, and I always F it up and make my character look stupid. So the preset way is to go trying to figure out what kind of age I want my character to look like. I want him to look a little bit older, like he's been in a few battles once before. I gave him the white hair and beard because I always do. I like it. Facial tattoo, I give him some weird eye patch thing or eye tattoo, and a scar. Of course, you always got to give the fighter a scar over his eyeball. And then you can put some crazy backstory to it, like you were fighting some undead and they got a lucky shot off on you. You can actually go in and put bio settings on your character. So after I'm done sitting there figuring out how big I want this character to be, which I picked pretty much the Incredible Hulk size right there, you can actually change your bios. You can do your origins, where pretty much you started your life. I did Baldur's Gate. You can do Neverwinter. Those are the only 2 that I really know off the top of my head that are like the mainstream ones. But Baldur's Gate, I like that game a lot, so I figured I'd pick that town. Let's see, these skills right here, there's pretty much just your belief system. I think they're mainly just for I guess background for if you're RPing. There's the bio settings that are down in the bottom right, character name, and that's pretty much it. I tried to do that as fast as possible to show it off, because free-to-play game, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be checking it out.
Hey, are you alright?
Okay, so talked a little bit over it, but yeah, there's voice acting in the game. I don't know how far it goes, because I did make it pretty far in the game and it stopped for a little bit and then it picked back up. it was like it didn't happen, and then it was like, oh yeah, I forgot that we didn't voice act these characters, or maybe it's work in progress. Maybe they got it all filled in now, still in beta, so they could possibly added more audio to the game. Don't really know. It does make the questing really quick because you can actually just sit there and let them talk and skip through the cut or the conversation. And if you do it in a certain way, like when you choose your thing and they do their thing and you accept the quest or whatever, they'll actually have an audio tag that's above the chat window, and it'll continue telling you the quest line, so you can sit there and just, you know, accept quest and continue and get to the quest while it's like reading it off to you, pretty much. So you don't have to sit there and wait for the audio to finish. You could just click crazy fast and be on your way. So the golden sparkle trail that you were seeing there too, that just is pretty much just like any other game that has it in there. It shows you where your quest objective is and the best way to get there. The only difference between this one and other ones, talking about Youth Fable, is this one actually works. So I don't really have too much of a problem with it. I did hit the Z key once when I was playing an earlier beta and it disappeared, and I forgot that's how you get rid of it and toggle it back on and off. So I was pretty much lost for a while. But yeah, once you get it back on and going and you pick which quest you need, it works pretty good. There's some parts when you're trying to get into a dungeon, it'll be a little bit iffy, but I think that's more just my fault. So I think it's just a user error. These campfires right here, pretty much once you get to them, they're actually scattered out throughout the dungeons too. Once you get to them, if you're not in combat, they'll actually heal you. They'll bring up any of your stamina gauges if you need mana, if you're a caster. I believe rogues use some sort of stamina gauge. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but they'll be refilled if you go to those campfires. So let's actually, I guess, get some combat shown. When I ran into this place the first time, there was no one there, so I pretty much was like, yep, free game. But I wasn't recording because I didn't hit the button. So when I came back the second time after remaking the character, everything's gone because there was like 3 people here just farming everything. I don't know why, because killing monsters don't really give you XP at first when you're going through the prologue, or the intro, I guess you could call it. Only doing the main quest line will give you XP. They kind of want to keep it focused like that because there's certain attributes or certain abilities that you get while you're doing the beginning quest. So you can't sit there and like just farm the same zombies for, you know, an hour and be level 10 before you even get to the starting zone, pretty much, or the first city. The other thing is, I'm showing off blocking right now. Each class is going to have something different. So when I'm holding that down, I'm trying to show off that there's a blue shield indicator that's to the left of my character. Once that breaks, or once that goes down to nothing and it's see-through and it doesn't appear anymore, your blocking is pretty much done. You can't block anymore. You have to wait for the cooldown. Right there, I just showed that you have to actually be facing the target that is attacking you to block. So you can't just turn around and have your blocks work while you're backwards. So you have to be in the direction. Same with your attacks too. Since you have a cleave ability, I believe with all the characters, if they're in the path of your actual weapon, any character that's in front of you will get hit. So you can hit multiple targets at once. So you can take out, 2 to 3 enemies at once, no problem, just by using your auto attack or special abilities. Now, as you can see, I was just kind of going through this. I didn't want to make the video too long because, like I said, it's just the beginning part. Everyone's gonna see this. I kind of wanted to get through this and show it off for the gameplay wise, just so you guys can see what's going on. Maybe you're kind of interested in it and you've never seen the videos before or never seen anything. That's a wizard ability. That's actually pretty cool. I've never really seen a wizard before. I've only seen the clerics, rogues. I've seen the two-handed, the great sword wielding one, fighters, and that's pretty much it. I've seen one other tank when I was doing the beta back a long time ago. Yeah, didn't see too many people. One thing I wanted to just kind of point out too is the when you're trying to get into dungeons later on, the higher level dungeons, they actually have a queuing system, like a looking for group system. So if you're familiar with World of Warcraft, even I guess like Terra has it, but Terra's is horrible. Like that, Terra's looking for group systems are really bad. This one kind of just reminds me more along the lines of World of Warcraft, mainly with the fact that you pop up your dungeon that you're looking for, you click the Q button, and it'll put you in there as whatever you pretty much are, because you have your one character class. There's no like dual specking or anything crazy like that. So if you're a tank, you are going to tank everything. So it'll just put you in as a tank, a healer, DPS, whatever. They do have, you know, healers in the game and tanks. So when you're doing 5-man runs, you will actually need to heal or need to tank stuff, which is really cool. When I got into, you know, like Guild Wars, yeah, tanking and healing, that doesn't really exist in that game. Well, I guess tanking technically does, but it's really bad. Mainly you're focused on your one character, and you don't really need a dedicated healer class in that. But I am going off subject. So I show off a little bit about the character, the power, the fates, the companions. Really hard for me to read this while I'm editing it. But I show it off a little bit. Character screen, I like how you can actually put the gear in there and see it change. The gear gets really crazy later on too. It just feels familiar. That's why I like it so much. It feels like I'm used to it. It's something that I see a lot and I understand it. Ability points, once you start leveling up, I believe it's past 10, you get an ability point for each one, or each level, and it goes all the way up to the max level, which is 60. And there's just a lot of ability point and like skill tree leveling that just coincides with one another that just needs a lot of attention. So you have like ability points, which were back there, and then you have points for your main, I guess, abilities right here. So these are the abilities that you unlock through just playing the game and leveling up. But each ability, such as like the cleave, and I believe I think it says Tide of War or something along the lines, your shield ability, pretty much those can level up from level 1 to level 3. And to do that, when you're leveling up, you'll get these points to spend in it. You can also use those points to unlock different abilities too while you're leveling up your character. So you have 2 point systems to manage right there of which points or abilities you want to level up and which stats you want to level up. And then after that, you actually go into your fate ability, which hopefully I get to really soon since I want to talk about it. There we go. Then you get into your fate ability, which is another skill tree that you go through, and you can up like your guard ability, you can up your stamina, you can go through various ways to get to the end trees, which are the ones that I'm showing right now. It's just so many different things that you can actually manage in the game. That last tree that I showed at there, not last tree, the last tab at the end was just your companions. You can actually get companions in the game. They'll sit there and help you kill shit. I don't know if they'll actually sit there and like heal. I haven't really played with a companion yet, just because I just haven't got any. So hopefully I'll get a companion soon to show it off. Be really useful to have one when you're solo playing through dungeons, just to have that extra helping hand there, whether it's the wolf or the little rock monster that I seen while I was looking through the marketplace. So I have a new ability right now, which is a dash attack. This ability is my favorite ability in the game so far, just for the fighter. Just because it hits so hard for like when you're a low level, because well, of course everything's a low level, but it hits so hard, and it gets you right into the face of all your enemies, and you can just start going to town on them. And it's not just like, you know, a normal charge where you just dash forward, you run. This one's just pretty much like you have a jetpack on and you're lunging straight towards your enemy. So really cool ability. You do get daily abilities, which are those locked abilities next to the what kind of looks like the Dungeons and Dragon die. Once that daily meter gauge actually fills up, then you can use your special ability. So that's the map of how you actually travel around in the game also. So I don't believe it's mainly just running around from town to town. I believe you can actually port places. Another cutscene. Okay, that was a short cutscene, which was good. This actually introduces how to, block. Since I'm a tank class, there's supposed to be blocking, which I fucked up right there. But you can actually block those, which I should do right here, because it's showing it off. But as you can see, the gauge to the left went down about halfway just from that one block, so you can't sit there and just hold it. You can actually see their attacks on the ground too. I don't know if they actually stay up through the higher levels, because when I was playing through the earlier betas, it was in for this beginning part, and then after that it was pretty much taken out. I don't know if it was just supposed to be like a noob's guide to watch out for shit, don't stand in the fire. But it would be really nice to see them maybe keep that in for later fights, like boss fights, or anything that's harder than just normal trash mobs. But as you can see, cleaving stuff, I'm taking out multiple targets at once, makes class actually not that bad to play by yourself if you're going through killing shit. Once you get into the higher stuff though, you really need to block and get your blocking down. The other cool thing that I figured out in the last time I was playing this character was at the higher levels, you can actually block and attack at the same time while keeping your block up. So even though they're trying to sit there and attack you the whole entire time, as long as you have your block up, you can sit there and do some attacks. They're not going to hit as hard, but they'll keep the threat on you, because you can actually sit there and taunt with this character. The taunts do damage, which is really nice to have another damaging ability, because if you're playing by yourself, you need all the damaging ability that you can get. It helps out a lot too if you're playing with multiple people, 2 people or so. If you want to sit there and get some ranged attacks in, you just do your taunt. I was showing off the background a little bit. The sky looked really good, the water looked really good. I kind of get bummed out with the fact that with like this game and with like the Final Fantasy game, MMO, you can't really just go anywhere you want, which is kind of a bummer, but I think it's just from playing World of Warcraft for so long. The fact that you can jump on a mountain, pretty much go anywhere you want now, I just became so accustomed to that it kind of bums me out when you're stuck either on a path that you have to follow, such as this one. This one's really just like, you're on this path, you follow it, and then you just do your quest while you're doing that. Actually, right in front of me, I didn't do this, is in that little wooden box thing or bridge thing in front of me. If you jump in there, there's actually a chest in there that has gear, but I totally just spaced it out when I was playing through it. I just wanted to get through this prologue very fast, because I'm pretty sure people put up videos of this game already, just tons of them. But I was looking at this ability because I did get a new one. I got 2 new abilities. I got my daily ability that's activated, that I will activate on the next coming boss fight that I get into in a second. This is the cool part about dash. All these guys were attacking, so I just dashed to that middle one and killed him and dodged all those arrows. Got me out of the way. Gives you a little bit more mobility. I think that's why I just like it the most. And if you get a killing blow with it, you pretty much can knock the NPCs across the map sometimes. Okay, so Companion's a fucking idiot. That was just stupid. But yeah, pretty normal people wouldn't do that. Oh man, this guy's actually really cool. For having him be the first boss that you encounter, it's a really cool enemy. Kind of weak though. They probably could have made him a little bit stronger, but I guess I am like a tanky class, so I can block stuff, which I failed right there. I know on a rogue, I was doing so much damage. Rogue's special ability is pretty much you teleport to X amount of enemies. I think it was like 4 or 5 enemies, and you hit them all. But if there's one enemy, you just teleport to that one enemy that many times, and you do so much damage. So I don't know how to explain it. You just do a ton of damage. So this fight's almost over. After this, you actually get to go to the city and check it out. Not really doing too bad. I blocked most of those except for one of them at the beginning. Don't forget to grab your loot. Talk to this guy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the beginning starting zone when you're doing the game. Every time you actually make a character, you have to go through this, which is kind of a bummer, but it's just like any other MMO. When you make a new character, you have to go through the whole starting zone again. You kind of just get used to it. But yep, he's dead. Neverwinter logo comes up, which that's new also. But all in all, it's actually a really fun game. I will try to get you footage of a higher level dungeon, probably around like 15 or 16, level 15 or 16, if I can get up there as fast as I can. I will show that off. But thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys actually check this video, or check this game out more or less. And we'll just leave a comment down below if you have played it before and if you like it, or even if you dislike it. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.